Hi,
Hey!
everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody! Welcome to all our subscribers. Ho, 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 ho!
Thank you for joining us on this episode.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things planned.
We do, and look at how Christmassy this
Yeah.
is. We got a snow globe going here. You've got a nice Christmas tie.
yeah.
I kind of got this, and look what's going on behind us. Look what you and Candace have done to the set, our,
Yeah.
our social media coordinator.
Candace and I spent last night just changing the set around a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You probably
moly.
noticed this entire shelf right here has been replaced with a Christmas village.
Yes, and you've been kind of collecting this village for years. How'd that come about?
So this is actually my grandmother's village, and she's had, some of these things are really old actually,
Yeah, they
and
are.
she's been collecting these things for years, and I've kind of just inherited the village, and every year I create a village, I create a scene, and I set it up. And this year I thought it'd be a good idea to put it on the White Hatter Live studio.
And you've done some really cool things with Grandma before she passed, right? Like, what was the practical joke you play with her every
Okay,
year? It was kind of cool, actually.
In my youth,
youth,
I
yeah.
would have these army men. Those look green, those classic green little army soldiers,
Yeah.
and I would use it as toys.
Yeah.
And I would sneak over to her house,
Yeah.
and I would sneak these little army men in throughout the village,
Yeah.
in throughout like the little houses, and it was a hilarious game we'd play. And
Yeah.
she'd come home, and then she would just try to find them and take them out of the village. It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
And she'd always miss one, right?
Oh, yeah, there's always
Every
one.
year she always missed one. And
Yeah.
you're getting pretty smart as to how to hide these things. But
Yeah.
it's such a cool way to remember Grandma, right?
Yeah.
With respect to what you're doing with the village. But yeah, so welcome everybody to our December live event, right? And we're really looking forward to sharing some information with you. But what's even more important, Brandon, how can people connect with us?
Well, as always, you can connect with us on social media. Ask us questions in the live chat, tag us on Twitter, message us directly on Instagram, or leave a comment on our Facebook event page for this particular event. And you can live chat on YouTube. And by all means, ask us questions, engage. That's why it's YouTube. We love to engage with our subscribers and our followers. Please message us, and we'll do our best to answer questions live here on the stream.
And like I say in every Live 2 event, the YouTube is all about you, right? It's about you interacting with us. And Candace, the social media coordinator, is in the background right now. She's monitoring all those feeds right now
Yep.
to feed us information. So, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
And hit that little bell, right?
Yeah.
What's that all about? Again?
Well, as any of you are familiar with YouTube, the bell icon will let you be notified anytime we upload a new video to our channel, and you'll be sent a direct link to watch that video. And we have lots of plans.
And
in the
Evan
future.
just sent us a message saying, "Hey, nice Santa hats." I know
Thank
these
you.
are kind of cool,
Thank
right?
you.
Like Santa hats and
Thank you.
and the jacket and that kind of stuff. Very festive. We love the holiday season here at the White Hatter team.
Yeah.
So what do we got going?
What we got going is our first segment of the show, which is the White Hatter update. Does
I love that.
He
I
does
love
that every time.
I do. I kind of like it. So what's going on with this segment?
This is a segment where we will discuss news events that occurred since the last show
Right.
that we thought was of interest to share and talk about live here on air.
Yeah, for sure. And what's the first stuff that we have?
Well, first update that we have and kind of news that we want to share with all of you is actually the White Hatter team. Some of the key members, the founding members, Beth, yourself, and I, have been awarded the BC Medal of Good Citizenship from the BC government.
Yes.
For the work that we do outside of our working hours.
Yeah, and humbled by this award, right?
course.
Honored and humbled by this award, especially when you look at past award recipients here in this province and what they've done. And, you know, we need to thank the person who put our name forward. So thank you. You know who you are. But also to all our followers, right?
Yeah.
Because they're the ones, the White Hatter Nation followers that we have that really help us. And, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but as a company, yeah, we're for-profit company, but we do a ton of work, hundreds, if not thousands of hours with community and working with, you know, youth online. I mean, to date, we've now presented, just over 435,000
Roughly, yeah.
teens from across Canada and the United States. And we've just, the other week, we were involved in our 185th intervention now, where a young person, even one adult now, has reached out to us because of suicidal thoughts, ideations, or self-harming issues. And they've reached out to us for help. And knock on wood, to date, we've been able to help every one of those, and we've done that all on a volunteer basis, right? So we're very, very honored and humbled by this award for sure. So we'd like to thank the province, and we'd especially like to thank the person who nominated us for this award. So thank you very much.
Yes,
a big shout out
you.
from the White Hatter team to say thank you very much.
Yeah,
so.
thank you. We couldn't do that. We couldn't do this without you, our followers and subscribers, helping us do what it is that we do.
And we, like we say, we love what we do, how we do it, and why we do it, right?
Yeah.
So thank you very much. What's the next one we got going, Brendan?
Next thing, some new blog posts that we've released since the last show. And the first one is actually what Candace, our social media coordinator, had written. It is an article talking about Amino, which is another sort of social network for those of you who don't know what that is.
This was Candace's first article with the team, and boy, was it brilliant. Like, she did a really good job explaining
She did. It was a really good in-depth analysis of Amino, because we've had various people ask us about Amino. Is it a good app or is it a bad app?
And what we love to say, though, we say this all the time, it's not the app, it's how people use the app, right? So Amino has all kinds of really cool things that is becoming very popular with preteens and teens right now. But like any other app or service, it does have some things that we all need to be aware of, right? For sure. But overall, there's some really cool stuff going on.
And overall, I mean, anything that is a problem on Amino is pretty much a problem on any other social network.
Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Snapchat. I mean, they all have their strengths and weaknesses, but overall, the majority of our teens are using this service, this app, in a really cool way, right? And so this article is just a really good article to bring parents and even teens that maybe aren't familiar with what the function is of this service is all about, right?
Yeah. So, it's a great read and really well written. So by all means, give that.
So big shout out to Candace, who's monitoring this right now. Job well done, young lady. Job well done. And I'm looking forward to the next article, by the way.
We got more articles in the
and I think she's doing it on memes, right?
I believe memes is the next article, so that will be a really interesting read, and how she kind of unpacks that and shares it with people.
I think so.
Anyways, next thing I want to share with you.
Evan, Carolyn, and Evan and Sophia say hi. Hey, hi back.
Hi everyone.
Hi back to you guys, right? So what's the next one we got?
Next article, next blog is one actually you wrote, Darren.
Yeah, I wrote this.
Is 15 steps in stopping the digital Grinch.
Yeah, this is just a well-timed article, right? It's all about the Christmas season and how people are going online to order things. And this was actually spawned by the Vancouver Police Department. They put out a great YouTube video. For those of you who haven't seen it, go to the Vancouver Police Department's website, and they shot this video with their media consultant or their media coordinator, their media officer, about the Grinch stealing delivered parcels off.
It was a well-produced video.
It was really good. So I encourage all of you to go online and have a look at that. But this article is all about shopping online, right? Be it during the Christmas season, Boxing Day, or any time of the year, and how you can make that experience safer. Like there's nothing as 100% safe whenever you're on social media doing stuff and ordering stuff, but you can make it safer. And I know that I do a lot of purchasing online, and I know that you and Candace, or should I say Candace, does a ton of ordering stuff online, and it's very safe, right?
So I did most of my holiday shopping in one day.
Yeah.
Candace and I just sat in the living room one day with our laptops, went online, and we pretty much just bought everything we needed for the season.
See, me, it's fun. It was kind of like 50-50 for me, right? 50% of the time, 50% of the stuff I ordered online. The other 50%, I just love going into malls and going downtown and watching the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, right? That's what kind of makes it what I love to do, right? Just watch people watching that kind of stuff. But if there's one takeaway from the article, Brendan, that you would recommend to all our subscribers and those people who are listening to us right now to make their online purchasing experience safer, what would that be?
I think the number one thing that I can take away from this article is that the biggest risk that people fall into is when they try to do what they can and do whatever they can for the best deal, where they will go to less reputable websites to purchase something because it's a couple dollars or even a lot of dollars off, and because it's cheaper, it's worth that security risk.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's where we find most of these mistakes happening.
Right, because everybody wants the cheapest deal possible, and the online criminal knows that, right? So they'll set up these phishing sites that look quite official, and all they're going to do is they're going to harvest your information on your credit card, your debit card, and then use that to their advantage, right? Yeah.
So we have 15 steps there to read, and just to make sure that when you're shopping online, be safe.
And they can find that on our blog, right? And where's our blog located?
It's whitehatter.ca.
That's our website,
That's
right?
our website, and there's a blog link on there. It's on the front page. Click
Right on
it,
the
give
very
it a
top.
read.
Yeah, click it and
and
read.
yeah, it's a quick little summary of how to stay safe. And for any of you who are watching right now, please tell us in the comments if you used online shopping this season to buy gifts. We'd love to know if you were using it.
Yeah, for sure. And hey, Life of Potterhead just chimed in and said, hey, hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Life of Potterhead. And for people who want to reach out to us a little bit more, how do they do that, Brandon?
Yeah, so again, live in the chat, ask us questions, give us comments on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You know how to reach us at White Hatter Team on all those platforms. That's how to reach us, and we love answering questions and engaging with you live here on the show.
And Candace, our social media coordinator, is monitoring all that kind of stuff, and we'll feed that information our way, right?
Yeah.
So, so what's the first segment we're going to talk about?
First segment we are going to talk about is in the news. This is a segment where we talk about just other news articles, not the ones we produce, but just news articles that out in public in the news that we want to talk about and bring to your attention.
Yeah.
So the first article that we want to talk about on the show is this one here.
Yeah, this one really, I was really impressed with this one. You know, where the province of Quebec is now looking at implementing a harm reduction approach when it comes to talking and educating about the topic of sexting within their schools within the province, right? And I just thought this was just and for those of you who follow us and have been following us for a while, you know that probably for the past 4 or 5 years now, we as a company have really been pushing more of a harm reduction approach rather than an abstinence approach, right? We talk about abstinence, but we talk a lot about the whole issue around harm reduction associated with sexting. Why? Because Media Smarts Canada just did a huge research where they interviewed just over 800 teens in Canada, and they reported out that about 1 in 4 teens by the time they reach age of 16 have either sent or received a nude, right?
Yeah.
So we can preach abstinence all we want, but the reality is that some of our teens are still going to do it. And so now what we got to get them to understand is how do we reduce harm as a result of that, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think this is a fantastic article, and seeing this now new trend of experts in the industry and just average people now moving to this approach.
And it's kind of funny, when we first started talking about this 4 years ago, we had cops, school counselors, educators saying, don't listen to the White Hatters or Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs over this thing. Like, how can we be talking about this? Well, we get those same people now saying we should have listened. In fact, we were just down in Nashville last year and we were presenting on this very topic, and we had 3 PhDs from 3 different universities who were doing research in this area saying that what we spoke about should be best practices because their research is panning out exactly what it is that we're talking about. And what's interesting about the harm reduction approach, it's not something that we created. It was actually teens who were recognizing some of the issues. So they were smart enough to put together these countermeasures to help reduce harm. And so we give full credit to the teens on this issue. But, you know, I really do applaud Quebec for taking such a progressive approach to this topic area. I really do. So big shout out from the White Hatter team to the province of Quebec on what it is that they're doing in this subject.
We love seeing these new trends in this area because
that are evidence-based.
It is.
Right? It's evidence-based. It's not based upon, you know, feelings and stuff. It's evidence-based research. And we need to start talking more about this when it comes to making decisions and what it is that we're talking about in the online world, right? Yeah. So.
We have a question coming in from Luke De La Cruz, who asked us a question: are discount coupon services like Honey safe? Now, I actually haven't looked into Honey specifically, but I am quite familiar with how it works. So Honey is a browser extension that you can plug into Chrome, Firefox, I think even Safari. Not quite sure on that one, but definitely you can plug it in. And what it does is that it automatically, when you go to websites and you are searching products, and there's those coupon boxes, you get like 15%, 10%, you know, whatever percent off, that this browser extension automatically inputs the coupons for you. And it tries like tons of coupons. It's crowdsourced, and it tries every coupon it knows of to get you discounts on the products you buy. And there've been some people on even YouTube who have, you know, they've saved hundreds of dollars on using an extension like Honey.
Right.
The only concern is I have to look into this a little bit more, and I'll actually do that for the next show.
Yeah, good idea.
I'll look into this and I'll come back with a more, you know, definitive answer.
Because I think there were some privacy issues with Honey,
That is the only concern, is that so privacy, in that now Honey will know what products you're buying. And when it comes to advertisers, that can be interesting.
Yeah, because nothing is ever free online, right?
Yeah.
Like if Honey's a free service, they got to be making their money somehow. So how are they doing that? Well, they're doing that through advertising, right?
I've heard I've heard they make the money somehow. And now don't quote me on this, but I have heard people on YouTube, other YouTubers say that how it works is that the Honey gets kickbacks from the companies it uses coupons for. So Honey works with some companies to make sure their coupons get used and not other coupons.
And
I have to look into it a little bit more.
We'll look into it a little bit more. But yeah, so there you go. Great question from Luke Dela Cruz on that very issue.
Certainly as a way to save you money, we've seen that work. So, but in terms of privacy and what you're giving up, we'll look into that a little bit more and we'll report that back on the next live show.
Yeah, we will. So
Great
thank
question.
you very much for that. So what's the next in the news topic we're going to talk about?
Next news topic we want to talk about is actually following up from a question from last episode from actually Evan, who is actually here on live watching now. Thank you for watching, Evan. I want to get back to you on
as promised,
the Fortnite terms of service. So Evan asked a question last episode in regards to what data does Epic Games, the company that makes Fortnite, what data is it collecting on its users, specifically on younger users?
It was such a great question.
Good question.
It was a great question.
So what I did is I decided to read all this.
Whoop!
I had fun.
I bet you
That's
did.
honest. I had fun.
You love the privacy side of things, right?
I love breaking apart privacy policies and figuring out what exactly is being said in the privacy policy. And I'm here to report, in summary, the Epic Games privacy policy actually is pretty much equivalent to every other online game and social network.
For sure.
But there were a few things of interest I do want to share, and this is mostly in every sort of online game and social network. And here's what it says. Here are some highlights that I found. So, Epic Games, or Fortnite, does not intentionally collect user data on people who are under the age of 13.
Intentionally.
Intentionally. Now, this is for a few reasons. Number one, there are some legal laws down the states that do limit companies from collecting data on people who
I think it's called COPA, right?
It's
the
COPA.
Child Online Protection of Privacy Act.
Yes, this is a piece of document written by the U.S. government where it basically tells companies how they can
And we kind of have the same thing up here in Canada.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And basically, you can't do that kind of stuff. So basically, what Epic Games has done is that in their terms, they state that you have to be age 13 or older to play Fortnite.
I'm pretty sure there's people under the age of 13 probably playing Fortnite. Right?
Oh yeah, and Fortnite's a great game. Like, makes sense. So, in regards to that, that's how they kind of get around that. In that, because they say that in their terms, anyone who's under age 13 is lying, and therefore they're not intentionally collecting that data.
Right.
Any data they do collect direct from users are things like usernames, first names, and email addresses. That's the direct information that it collects.
Right.
Now, what was interesting is that they state in their policy.
You can see how he loves this stuff, right? You really can. To
they
me, it's like speaking another language right now.
It says that they share information within their family of companies.
Ooh, what does that mean? What's a family of companies?
I have no idea.
Neither do I.
They didn't define that. So
Basically, they're sharing with other people.
yeah. So essentially, like any other online platform, there is a group of individuals that's broadly stated in the terms that they will and they can share information within a certain group of people. And usually that is a wide, ambiguous term like family of companies.
Right.
Whatever that actually means,
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
So anyways, in summary, Fortnite, Epic Games, does collect information you put into it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's like we've always said, everything that we do online is public, it's permanent, it's searchable, exploitable, copyable, and for sale, right? No matter what platform you're on, and no matter what their privacy settings, as long as you follow those 6 criteria and understand that, then it's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
It really is. So another question just came in from Evan M. What did he say here?
What do we have here? If we are worried that when we go on eBay, for an example, we look up a BlackBerry phone, why should we not want ads to come up about that? Why are we looking for it to buy? Make sense to you?
No, not really. I mean, there's no doubt that when you go online, you start looking at things. I think what he's saying, like, let's say I Google BlackBerry, and all of a sudden I'll be getting other ads popping up about BlackBerry from everything else, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like the clickbait kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it has to do with tracking as well, in terms of the data you put into, when you go to eBay, right? eBay kind of records the information that you put in.
Right.
It knows that on this computer, you went to this eBay site to look at this product, which means that now that information can be sold to Google or other organizations who can now use that information to now put that product in your ads.
Yeah, and we see this a lot in users who said,
Yeah.
Darren, I was searching Nike the other day in Google, and all of a sudden I'm on one of my social media feeds, and boom, these articles from Nike kept popping up, and that's the reason why.
I mean, for me, exactly. I ordered a new server disk station, so a brand new Synology 4-bay hard drive system that I use in the studio for my videos.
Yeah, he certainly did. He certainly did.
And after I bought that new, with all the hard drives and all the hardware, after I went online, and the next day I saw ads for more hard drives from the exact same website I purchased those from.
Marketing, right?
Exactly.
It's all about marketing. So a couple other questions here. Somebody just asking, hey, Life of Potterhead, are you going to be announcing the winner for your giveaway? Yeah, we sure are, but not till the end of
that
the
will be at the end.
Yeah, right at the very end. So what's the next in the news thing that we're going to
Next
talk
thing
about?
in the news is, this is something that you came across, and
Yeah.
it's not really an article, but it's more of a product you saw, and we're not affiliated with this product or anything.
And it kind of ties in with the article that I wrote on.
It is.
On
So,
making
talk
safe
about
return.
this. Yeah.
We have seen a huge increase in now of parcel thefts because of Amazon, UPS, Purelator dropping these parcels at the door, and then criminals seeing it and then stealing them. In fact, we now know that the criminal element, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but it's not uncommon when you're traveling around the cities, you'll see UPS trucks or Purelator trucks. They'll gather in parking lots, public parking lots, and they'll change all the parcels for delivery, right?
Yeah.
Well, we now know the criminal element will park a block away, watch this going on, and then what they'll do is they'll follow these trucks to the locations they're going to, and then once they see them drop a parcel, they'll wait for the UPS or Purelator truck to leave, and then what they'll do is they'll wait to see if anybody picks up the parcel right away, and if not, they'll go up, they'll steal it off the porch, and then poof, skittle off with it, right? So what this is, there's a number of products on the market, but Landport is one of them, where it's a lock container specifically designed for these parcels for Christmas or any time of year, because a lot of people are buying stuff online 365, right? 12 months out of the year in that 365. So one of the ways to keep them secure are by products like the Landport. And again, we take no kickback from these people whatsoever, but what it does is it's like a big locking mailbox, right? But it's secured on the deck specifically for parcels.
Yeah.
And so what you do is when you order the parcel, you can give the code to the individual who's delivering it, be it UPS, whoever it is, Canada Post.
Yeah.
They'll enter the code, opens it up, you put your parcel in, they lock, and then it locks it down. And the only way to get it is to unlock with the code, which the homeowner would have. And these are really cool because it's not as if the criminal element's going to come up and try and pry it off, right? Because by doing that, it's going to make a scene. People are going to see that and call the cops.
Yeah.
Right? And by the way, the best crime deterrent in the world to keep your home safe is a nosy neighbor. The nosier the neighbor, the less likely your home is going to be hit for a crime.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it, right? So we just thought it was a really good product that for those people who are now doing a lot more online ordering, like Candace, our social media coordinator, it's just a good way to keep these things safer so that they're less likely to be stolen.
Great product. It's a big giant safe you put on your front porch.
And there's a couple of others out there. I mean, just go online and Google, online securing of parcels, and you see. But this is one of the better ones that we found online, and just something that families do a lot of ordering online, or even businesses can think about doing, right? Yeah, for sure.
And actually, on the same note, in regards to criminals stealing your packages that are delivered, this news article was released not that long ago, a couple days ago, where a police agency was basically creating these decoy boxes, like Amazon decoy boxes that they put in a GPS tracker in the box and cameras. So when someone drove up, stole the box, they knew exactly who it was because their face is in the camera and where they are because of the GPS inside the box.
And this kind of mirrors a project that I project managed with the Victoria Police Department. We were the first department in Canada to use the Bake Bike program, where we got bikes and then we put small GPS chips in them that couldn't be seen, and then we planted the bikes around the city because we're having a huge issue with bike theft. And then we were waiting for the criminals to take these bikes and move. And as soon as that happened, we got a warning on the GPS system that we were using. We were able to track them and make the arrest, right? It was really cool, right? And it's really kind of cool to see how Amazon now is now working with law enforcement to help deal with this issue, because this issue of parcel theft is becoming a big issue. And that's why getting the land port is one of the ways to help reduce these thefts. But this is just another way that law enforcement working with industry now is going after the Grinches out there that are stealing these things off of our porches, right? So so again, big shout out to the Amazon and to police departments that are kind of doing this. I mean, great idea, right?
Great idea,
we're using tech to go after crime, right? Which is kind of cool.
Another article that we came across since the last show was this one here. Anyone who follows us on Instagram has probably seen this feature, the new Instagram close friends. And this is a really interesting article and new update, because the thing that we've seen with Instagram is that many people do not want to share stories or posts with everyone who follows them.
Right.
Where we see many people who would have 2 Instagrams.
I think the kids called one a Finstagram account.
Finstagram account.
Fake Instagram.
So one's a public account for, the general public, usually family, and then there'd be another one that would be more for close friends.
Yeah.
Now, what this is designed to do is to eliminate that. So this is Instagram's approach to eliminating second accounts. So now when you send a post, it goes directly to your selected close friends, and you can even send an audio, video chat.
And I know Candace uses this a lot, right? Because she just loves it, right? She really does. It'll be interesting to follow this to see if kids actually start to migrate away from the Finstagram pages more to this. But we'll see. Like, I still don't think it's as good as the Finstagram type accounts why the kids are using them. But the other cool thing with this is the new voice thing that's going on with Instagram now too, right?
Yeah, so you can now, like iMessage, you can take your phone, go in messaging on Instagram, and then send a voice chat memo, essentially, to another user on Instagram. It's kind of like
they're going after what apps, Mark?
Yeah, exactly. But here's the problem with that.
Danger, Will Roger.
Unlike with iMessage, when you send something on iMessage, a voice memo, you have an option of deleting it or reviewing it before you send it.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Instagram one, after you take your finger off the button, it automatically sends.
There's no reviewing.
So you can see how that can be a bit of a problem and how sometimes mistakes can be made.
Like a friend saying something in the back that you don't necessarily hear because you're concentrating on what it is you're saying. Like, so they're going to say something that's really dumb or stupid. Or somebody's watching porn in the background and that's now being broadcast. Like, holy moly, right?
Yeah. So anyway, anyone who's using this feature, these new features, really great features, just be extra careful about what you're sending. And if you're sending something on stories to your close friends, make sure you have selected the close friends and it doesn't accidentally go out to all your followers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That can be a bit of a problem. Yeah, and it's also public.
It's all public, right?
Yeah.
It's all public, and people are going to hear that, right? So big shout out to Evan M, who's out there, who's joined us. Actually, Evan M just said, hey, he knows a 7-year-old who's playing Fortnite right now, right? Like, it's not surprising. Not surprising, right? So big shout out to those people who are just joining in and following us right now. What's the next in the news?
Next topic we're going to talk about is this article that was posted in the CBC News Kids feed. So this is the CBC News Kids kind of component, and this is an article talking about a particular case of cyberbullying. And there was a few issues with this particular article that we wanted to address.
You know, this one really made me angry. You know, it really did, because it talks about this horrible incident at a private school in Toronto right now, and it was all over national news, where 6 young men sexually assaulted 2 other students at their school. And it turned out that the school maybe were kind of dragging their heels about getting law enforcement involved, and finally somebody leaked it to the media, who then got to the police, and now police got involved. And as a result of that, I think it's 6 students have now been arrested and charged. But what really, really, really angered me about this one was that a number of news agencies went out there to interview so-called experts in the area of bullying. And in fact, one of the experts, I think we have a screenshot of, it was quoted as calling what happened as extreme form of bullying. Okay, I want to be clear. This is not bullying. This is a violent, sexual, physical assault. And we need to start calling it what it is, right? And because by just calling it severe bullying or bullying, we're actually trivializing criminal behavior, because this was a violent sexual and physical assault. So we need to be calling out what it is and not giving it, trivializing it by calling it bullying or severe bullying, right? Brendan, what are your thoughts on that?
I completely agree, because in regards to the word bullying, as someone who specializes in communications, the word bullying is like a euphemism. It doesn't really mean anything. See, when we're dealing with people who are having issues with bullying, one of the things we have to identify first is, okay, is the person that you're calling a cyber bully, are they being somebody who's rude online to you? Or is it someone's rude behavior now that's becoming criminal behavior? And those two things are very, very, very different.
And the way we deal with it is totally different, right?
Exactly.
So, I just think that we as social media and safety advocates out there, we need to start calling what this stuff is, right? There's a difference between rude, mean, or disturbing behavior, what I would classify as bullying, compared to criminal behavior, right? And so this, in my opinion, was clear criminal behavior. It was a violent sexual and physical assault that took place on 2 students.
Completely agree.
Yeah, and I'm really happy to see that law enforcement took an active role in this and really called it what it was and went public with it. So that's just something that I wanted to get off my chest, because again, when this went national and I saw people calling it bullying and severe bullying, no, it's not. It's crime. It's a violation of the Criminal Code of Canada. It's violence, period, end of story.
Completely agree.
Next topic.
This
one will make me laugh.
A topic a little more lighthearted. I don't know why you wanted to add this topic into the segment.
Because it's so cute. Have you seen this thing?
I have seen it, yes.
Like, holy cow, right? I just love what this thing does. It's an electronic pet toy. It's Ibo, right? It's an electronic robotic dog. I mean, how cool is that? You know what the best thing about this is? You don't have to feed it, you don't have to clean up its poop or its pee. I mean, that's what's cool about this thing. What?
I get it. It's about $3,000.
Yeah, but okay, so yeah, it's $3,000. But think about it this way: think about if you actually own a pet, how much you pay for grooming, for food, for litter. If it's a cat and that kind of stuff. By the end of the year, what you've paid for and all these other things with a live pet is probably going to be the same what you're going to buy for this thing. And after a year, it's cost neutral, right? It's so cool.
Okay, in the comments, please let us know if this is a product that you would want.
Oh, you know what? I know your partner, Candace, our social media coordinator. She wants this thing.
She wants a cat version of this.
I know. I love cats. Oh, by the way, this is how much we love cats. No, watch this. Check out this thing. This is so cute. Listen to this. Here we go. Isn't that cool?
Why did you bring that on the set?
Because I think it's so cool, right? It's cool. I'm pretty sure that Candace purchased this thing, right?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I love it. It might come out a little bit later, but I mean, I just love Ibo, and I just thought Christmas season, it's $3,000, a little expensive and that kind of stuff, and it'll probably come down in price over the years, but I mean, it's kind of cool to see how this technology is now morphing the way it is, right? It really is, so.
Anyways, next topic.
Oh, here we go. Let's get off because he knows that Candace wants one, right? Oh, good research. I'm going to let you talk about this one being the academic, right?
Well, this is a good piece. This is a good article that was written and published by Pew, which is a research center down in the United States. And they do a lot of specialties kind of researching online behavior.
Right.
And what they found in the data that they collected, and many people cite their data, and because people like their data, it's good data. And basically what they're saying is this: when it comes to teens being online, it is not negatively affecting their offline relationships, into their friendships, that kind of stuff. And we hear this quite often from people saying, oh, kids today, they're going online and they're not having real friends.
Yeah, I hear this a lot when I'm in parent presentations, right, where parents are talking about the fact that technology is now it's ruining our kids' lives to the point where they're not even interacting with friends offline in the real world, like they're being alienated, right? And what this evidence-based research is showing us is that, in fact, that moral panic is not, in fact, true. And it's something that another psychologist calls juvenoia, right? Where people, and what's interesting is in the 1930s, it was all about comic books and how they were going to ruin kids' lives, these comic books. And then in the 50s, it turned to rock and roll. Elvis Presley and the Beatles, like, oh my God, it's going to ruin our kids. And in the 1960s, it was TV was going to be the next thing, it was going to ruin our kids' lives. And then in the 70s, it was the first thing like Pong. Remember Pong? Maybe too young for that, but
no, I remember
the first Atari game with Pong, right? And then a little ball back and forth. And today it's all about the cell phones. And I think what the research is now showing us is that, the kids are doing all right. Through these generations. Yeah, it's all about finding a balance. Like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, I truly do believe when you're looking at all the good research, what they're basically saying, it's all about balance between what they're doing in the digital world and the online, or what we call the on-life world now, right? It's about finding that balance, which we think is really cool. But, this research right here, I think really does put a nail in the fact where a lot of parents we're very fearful that our kids aren't making friends offline or even connecting with them, when in fact they are. Yeah. Right? That's what cool is about. Hey, some questions came in here. What's the point of a robotic dog? Well, here's the point. It's cool. It's cool, right? And so some people say, well, why not get a real dog? Well, some people can't get a real dog because they're allergic to it. They love dogs, but they can't get
live in a household or apartment where it's not allowed.
Or a good example is some senior homes now. I just saw are now maybe where they can't bring dogs in this, because I know that they can bring some service and help dogs in some of these homes, but now they're looking at maybe bringing IBO in to kind of do that kind of stuff. So I mean, there's all kinds of reasons for it. I mean, if I had the choice between getting a real bulldog and IBO, I'd pick the real bulldog. Like, I've wanted, and I know that Beth is watching this right now, and she knows I love bulldogs, and it kind of looks like me and all kind of thing. But I would love to have a real bulldog. But with that comes commitment, right? With respect to feeding and caring and doing all that kind of stuff. And we're just on the road so much right now teaching that it's really hard for us to do that. That's why we have cats, because cats, I mean, they're self-sufficient, right? We love. Oh, by the way, cats. Did I mention? Like, I just got to flash this one more time. Here we go. We love cats, and I know, Brandon, I know, and that kind of stuff. So what's the next one we got?
Next one we want to talk about is, if any of you follow us on Instagram, we did an Instagram poll on our stories not that long ago, just asking our followers how many of you use social media or the internet to monetize or make money off of what it is you do online. And it's a small group of people who answered, right? About 300, but of that 300 people, we had about 22% of people say that they make some money off of their whatever they do online.
Yeah, and this question on Instagram was spawned by another comment that I saw online from some other people who speak in this whole realm of social media, talking about the fact, I don't know if you just saw that, but YouTube just released its top 10 earners, and the top earner was a 7-year-old boy who made over $20 million. I mean, the likelihood of that happening is extremely rare. Making millions or even thousands of dollars online for teens, extremely rare, right? But we knew through experience of having presented over 435,000 teens now that we knew that there were a number of teens. It's becoming more trending where teams are now becoming these producers and are monetizing what it is that they're doing online. And and I think that this little bit of a questionnaire that it's not a true scientific questionnaire, right? It's more anecdotal than anything else. But I think it does show that about a quarter of the teens that answered that were saying, like, they're monetizing what they're doing. They're making only maybe a couple $100s a month.
And I think that's the key point there, is that even if you were making just a little bit of money, like just like a little bit.
Legally,
yes. Legally. But here's the thing, that little bit of money, doing what it is you love doing in your hobby, is worth it. Sure. There is a small chance you may become big and make those thousands of dollars. Rare, but there is that chance. But even if you're making like $5, $50, whatever it is,
or a couple $100, right?
It's why not, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
And it may lead to some other things, like maybe it may lead to you getting involved more in advertising online, right? Becoming, it could branch out in so many different ways. And I think that we adults, and I'm speaking for myself now as older adults, we need to start acknowledging this fact that our preteens and teens and young adults are monetizing what it is that they're doing online. They're becoming these creators, these producers, and they're monetizing what it is that they're doing, and they're making some money at it. Maybe not millions like that 7-year-old, because again, we must emphasize that's extremely rare. But I don't think we should not be speaking to our kids about the fact that they can use social media and the internet and the digital world to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Yeah. What's next?
Next, before we move on to our next segment, remember you can connect with us live here on the chat, in the comments, on our Facebook event, on Instagram directly, and you can message us and tag us on Twitter. There are ways to connect, and please ask us questions, engage, leave a comment, and we'll do the best we can to respond.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, right, on our YouTube channel. Subscribe and hit that little bell so you get notified. Because again, Brandon is going to be producing not just these live events, but a lot more of the instructional videos out there about what it is that we're doing. So we would love that we would get more people from the White Hatter Nation subscribing to our YouTube channel for sure. So.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe this may move from once a month, maybe to twice a month, or maybe even once a week. Who knows where it may go,
We'll
right?
see.
We'll see.
Next topic I want to talk, kind of a news segment I want to just quickly talk about. It's a part of the news segment, but it's basically something I want to call Breach Watch.
Ooh, did you see those special effects? Can you do that again?
All right,
Can
fine.
you do that again? Like that?
There.
Ooh, look at that. That's
Anyway,
cool special effects.
so Breach Watch. So basically, in the last year or so, we've seen many cases of large data breaches where big companies have been hacked and customer data has been stolen.
Yeah, and potentially made public.
So I want to have a quick segment sometimes talking about some of the issues for consumers of just understanding if you have an account or have managed any of these services that we're going to talk about, just be aware that maybe there could be data that was breached. So anyways, first thing I want to talk about, published in the end of November, was this article here, which is from Marriott, which is the hotel company.
Oh yeah, this is a big one.
And in this particular data breach...
Hey, you know what, just before we go, have you seen the movie Bad Santa?
Yes.
I kind of look like Bad Santa right now. This kind of, I know. Anyways, back on topic.
So Marriott. So this is an interesting breach. So basically, they had announced that potentially up to 500 million users,
500
customers,
million.
Information may have been breached. Which now, in particular, not all these users, but some of the users' data might have included email addresses, phone numbers, names, passport numbers, date of births, and credit card numbers and expiration dates.
And those are all things that can be used for identity theft.
That is a big concern. See, generally with data breaches with companies, usually what cyber criminals steal are emails, first names, and last names.
Yeah.
Generally, that's what's stolen. This is an interesting case because there was potential for more sensitive information to be stolen. So anyone who has stayed with Marriott, just keep that in mind. They have a whole helpline, a dedicated helpline for people all across the world you can call and get information on.
And it wasn't just Marriott, right? There was another big one that just
There was
happened
another
too.
data breach since our last show, and this one has to do with Google, actually.
Yeah. Here we go. In the news again.
So Google Plus users, if you're out there.
Yeah. That was the big one, right? That was going to be the competition to Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, but it never really caught any traction.
So in regards to Google Plus, it was reported in early October that Google was a vulnerability. There was a problem with Google Plus where potentially 500,000 users' information, including their names, their email addresses, and their occupations, their jobs, may have been accessed by cyber criminals.
May.
There was a possibility there. So when that happened, Google announced that in August 2019, so next year, they were going to shut down Google Plus, because no one really uses Google Plus anyway. So anyways, but weeks after that, there was another issue.
Another breach.
Where this breach allowed 52.5 million users' profile information to be accessed, including things like names, email addresses, and jobs, and ages. So again, if any of you have used Google+, do keep in mind that information may have been accessed. Now, this is far less of an issue compared to the Marriott case with things like birth dates and credit cards, like that. So that's a bigger issue. See, this stuff is generally what cyber criminals steal, but being a huge population of 5.2 million, bit of a concern.
And so one of the ways to figure out if maybe your information has been put out there publicly is to use a website that is available, right?
We actually like using this site. We actually do workshops with people, and we work through these type of situations where your email address is professional, personal, and your throwaway emails. Put it into a website like this, which is haveibeenpwned.com, and basically what this website does is it searches your email and it matches it against a public database of known breaches, of known emails that have been hacked on certain companies.
Yeah, and for companies and organizations out there that are looking to get more information on how, to secure your networks and privacy associated with the use of digital technology in the workplace, Brandon has several workshops that he puts on. He's done a number of them now for like Real Estate Victoria and some other major companies now to help them understand this whole issue and how to make their corporate entities safer within the digital world.
Yep, totally. So great resource, try it out.
Again, for people who want to connect with us.
Again, you know how to connect with us at White Hatter Team in the comments, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. We are monitoring, watching what's happening. Ask us questions, leave a comment. We'll do the best we can to answer live here on the show. Yeah,
for sure. New segment.
New segment I want to add into the show.
Wow, that's cool.
This is a segment I want to talk about, which I want to call latest tech projects.
Yeah.
And basically, we want to highlight and we want to celebrate the cool things that happens with technology. And I know we're the internet safety people. There's a lot of cool things that happen online, and I think we want to showcase what some of our subscribers and followers do.
I think it's important that, when we're speaking, we speak about privacy and security, but in our presentations, we're very balanced, right? We also talk about a lot of the good things that young people, preteens and teens are doing within the digital world. Yeah. And I think that this is just a really good segment to help kind of emphasize that and show the world what some of our people are doing. Yeah. What's the first one?
A good example is, this was a school that you went to.
Yeah, this was University Hills Secondary in Vancouver, actually.
And
big shout out to University Hill. Woo!
So tell me about this.
This was their robotics and their coding class. I mean, the teacher who runs this program was very proud. They brought us in and they showed us kids. And this robot right here is one of the robots that they built and they put into a competition, and it won a significant prize as a result of that. And it was so cool to see. There were grade 9 students in there at the time.
Fantastic.
that were learning how to code and build robots like this. And I mean, just unbelievable what they were able to do with the technology.
But that's not the only thing you saw.
No, it wasn't. We were at another school, at Hasdec Middle Secondary School in Mission, British Columbia. And this is a middle school where the middle school students were using, they were taking classes on, they actually have a coding class where students, it's a part of their curricula now. And it was a coding class where the students were using how to use these spheros, right? And so they were learning how to code and programming them to go through an obstacle course. And so we were actually kind of looking at this thing, and it was so cool. I mean, you have one, right?
This is like the first generation one, and my cat loves this thing.
Cats. No, hold on, cats.
Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
Listen, it's singing.
And,
okay, I'm turning it on.
So, my pet loves these. Control your phone, and they roll around. And mine doesn't light up like the ones the students had, but I think it was just again.
Very cool to see how the grade 9 students, the middle school students with their teachers were learning how to code and applying it directly to hands-on skills, right? And it was so cool to see this. And I mean, a big shout out to Hasdec Middle School and the students there and what they were doing in that class. So again, it's just cool. And so one of the things that we want to do as a company is what, Brandon?
If you are a student who's watching our live show,
or a teacher,
you're a teacher, or you're a parent, or you're someone who knows a student who is doing something really positive, making positive changes with technology, hardware or software, by all means, take a picture, send us a video, send us a little write-up on what's happening, and we would love to promote and show that project here on the live show to celebrate the positives that can happen with technology.
And again, the majority of our youth, we keep saying this in all our presentations, the majority of our youth are being really good digital citizens. They're doing super, uber cool stuff online. They really are. Only a small percentage aren't. And it seems like people are so focused on concentrating on the negative that we don't spend enough time on the positive.
Yeah.
And so this is just our way as a company through this event to kind of celebrate the positive things that youth are doing online, right? Both at school and in their personal life. And so again, like Brandon said, if you're a preteen, teen, a school, a teacher, and you have a story about how students are using tech in any way, in a positive or cool way, send it our way, and we'd be more than happy to share it with the world here on our YouTube live event, right? Like we really would. So
yeah, I mean, and we travel across North America, and we see
do.
a lot of cool projects. So
and
expect to see more projects.
And
here.
what's really cool now is to see how many more schools are implementing coding into the curricula right now.
Fantastic.
Which I think is cool. You know, when we were down in Nashville, they said that they estimate by 2023 there are going to be 2.5 million openings for coders in North America, right?
Yeah.
Like it's an and we don't have enough coders. So you know, if a student can code Python, HTML, or JavaScript, which is the binary language of the internet, by the time they graduate from grade 12, boy oh boy, they're setting themselves up for potential financial and career success. They really are. And you know, I applaud schools right now that are recognizing that and integrating it into the curricula. Like it's just awesome to see what some schools are doing.
Anyways.
Oh,
Evan has in the comment, please never turn that cat on again. Thank you, Evan. I agree.
Like you probably were messaging Brandon at the time, right? Like, I'm sorry, Evan, but I love this thing. Candace loves the thing. It's Christmas, and it sings a Christmas song. So I love it. You may see it. Hey, get that back here. Don't try and. Oh God, Brandon just took it out of my reach. It's gone now. So, anyways, Luke Dela Cruz just went meow 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 meow, and he's laughing at us. Give me the cat back. Come on, I want to play it one more time before we leave. I think it's going to be a great closing. Great closing.
Before we leave, we have one more segment.
But how? Before we do that, how can people still connect with us? Right.
As always.
Yes, as always.
Comment, leave a question, tag us. If you want to talk, you want to give us a private, you don't want to be public, you want to send us a private question, we won't share your name, you can message us directly on Facebook or Instagram. Or Twitter at White Hatter Team, and we'll do the best we can to answer live here on the show.
And if not, we'll do it offline, right?
We'll do it offline.
We'll do it, and if you want to do it anonymously, again, that's what we do. A lot of our work we do on a volunteer basis when we're not doing what it is that we do here or in the schools, right? And the easiest way to get a hold of us is on our Facebook or our Instagram page, and just message us offline, and we'll be more than happy to connect with you. So, what's the last thing we got?
Last thing, which I think many people are waiting for.
I think so.
Last topic is our giveaway draw time.
Whoa, here we go. Oh, do that again. I love the special effects. Watch the special effects. Woo! Love it. Draw time.
So, for those of you who follow us on Facebook and Instagram, again, we are doing a draw, and I think we're going to be doing a draw probably here in the future on all our live shows.
Yeah, I think so.
At least once a month.
At least once a month.
Yeah.
At least once
so, for those of you who entered our contest of sorts on Instagram, you left a comment on our post talking about your favorite meme or viral video and why it is. And if you did that, in tagging a friend, you'll be entered in the draw. We're also doing another draw on Facebook, which is what we did last time again. And same again as last time, we had less people enter on Facebook.
Right.
So if you are on Instagram and you are on Facebook, entering on both platforms, you get a much better chance of entering. Thank you, Candace. You get a much better chance of entering.
Candace, can you pass me the cat?
No, please don't do it.
No, pass me the cat. You took it out of my reach.
So,
woohoo! Here we go. Here's the cat.
Oh, jeez.
So, anyways, back to our draw.
Anyways, Facebook. Enter on Facebook in our draw, and you have a much higher chance of winning on Facebook. You can win on both. You have it again.
I do.
Yeah. You can win on both platforms. So we are going to do Instagram first.
Oh.
So hold that. I'll
how about if I'll do the drum roll and then you
okay,
draw, right?
got it. All right, here we go. So for Instagram, the winner of the draw is...
Who is it? Whoa. Officially Hard, they did surgery on a grape.
They did surgery on a grape.
Woo!
So we will connect with you directly on Instagram, and you are winning. Same as last time. You are winning. What do we have? We have White Hatter pens.
Woo! Pens.
2 White Hatter wristbands.
2 wristbands.
We have 4.
Hold on.
We got more. We have 4 small White Hatter stickers.
Stickers.
And the things you can only get here on the live show. We have 2 large device stickers, which are fantastic on things like your laptop, right there.
Or locker.
If you can, right there. You can. Wonderful stickers. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We'll contact you directly on Instagram to get information to send these prizes to you.
For sure.
So
we got another draw?
We got another draw. So this is the Facebook draw. The Facebook draw, we have far less. So there's only a couple people in here. So again, if you enter the draw on Instagram, also enter the draw on Facebook.
Because you double your chances.
There's only maybe 10 people in here, so 1 in 10 chance.
And the other one, there was like 100 on Instagram, right?
Yeah, it was
like 10 times.
So again, Facebook. Enter in Facebook, you could win.
So here we go. Here's
here we go.
Ready?
The winner is, here we go, Kathy Timmons. They did surgery on a grape. Woo! Apparently, that is a very popular meme this year.
It was very popular.
Thank you, PewDiePie, for even reviewing that meme, making it even more popular.
Yeah, for sure.
So again, Kathy, we will be contacting you directly to arrange the prize.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think it's brought us to the end of the show, and a lot of information. A lot of people were chiming in with questions. Again, continue to ask us questions. Whoops. Continue to add us questions and stuff. Did we have something else to give out? No.
Right.
We forgot.
I forgot.
Who won this one?
This one was Kathy who won this one.
And this is for
Facebook. So we tried this month to try to promote more people to enter the contest on Facebook. And we actually have a White Hatter, one of a kind, only one made White Hatter ornament.
Christmas ornament for the Christmas tree.
For the tree.
Woohoo!
So, and this was only for the Facebook draw. And it's, again, only 10 people entered on the Facebook draw. So, get on it. Enter on Facebook next month. And again, you have more chances to win. So again, this goes to Kathy, who won this one on Facebook.
Right on.
All right.
You know what? This brings us to the end of our live show, and it's Christmas season. And from the White Hatter team, we would like to wish all our subscribers, our followers, the White Hatter Nation, who are out there who make what we do such a success. So I just want to wish everybody out there a very Merry Christmas. What about you, Brandon?
Same here as well. Be safe, have fun online, and I'm sure many of you will be getting many tech presents here in the coming weeks. And Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. And we'll be back in the new year, 2019, where we get to talk about new things in the year. So we'll see you on the next show on January 20th.
Woohoo!
Bye, everyone.
See you later. Merry Christmas.